Salute, 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 salute. What it is, what's happening, man? This is Nocturnal Thoughts coming at you nocturnally. What's happening? Boxing YTBC. What it is. Look, man, I just want to talk about, the new development of the heavyweight division of boxing with Alexander Usyk upsetting the heavyweight three-headed monster of Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and Deontay Wilder. Listening to Red Glove Militant, man, he touched on a lot of subjects that I was thinking about at the time. I was listening to his live playback, and I said, man, I was thinking that same thing. One of them is Alexander Usyk going to be the next Andy Ruiz, Buster Douglas 3.0. And a lot of things was talking about, a lot of people, a lot of channels are talking about, can Anthony Joshua make the adjustments in the rematch? And so on and so forth. Alexander Usyk, is he the pound for pound above Canelo? That's another thing Red Glove talked about that was fresh on my mind. Great minds tend to think alike. And then also talking about Alexander Usyk, whether or not he would be able to beat a Deontay Wilder and a Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King and the Bronze Bomb, right? Bronze Bomber. So let me just talk about all those things, and also let me touch on, the killer instinct of Anthony Joshua and the alpha male energy that Roy Jones Jr. was talking about. The fact that in nature we fight, animals fight to the death to pass on genetics. And inside the ring, you have to have that same mentality, that killer instinct, that alpha male mentality in order to survive in that ring and to become victorious. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people have always kind of questioned Anthony Joshua's killer instinct or his heart, whether he had the ability to maintain heart in a tough fight, whether he had the ability to switch over and maintain killer instinct for facing adversity. You know what I'm saying? And first of all, I don't talk a lot about the alpha male, beta male type of conversation, because in humanity, in the civilized, domesticated civilization, how humanity is now, there's so many different factors that neutralize that alpha male gene. And I think that alpha male goes dormant a lot of times because there's so many different factors. That's another video for another day. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear my thoughts on that. But in that ring, it's very primal. And primistically, we still have to have a killer be killed, dog eat dog, alpha male mentality. And I think that is very hard to do once you become the top dog and the target is on your back. Like the question of Alexander Usyk being the next Andy Ruiz or being Buster Douglas 3.0. First of all, I agree with Red Glove Militant. I don't see him falling into the same trap as Andy Ruiz, getting so comfortable and not preparing the correct way for the rematch. Andy Ruiz and Buster Douglas, Hassan Rahman, they both got that title, got that championship, and then they lost it. Their reign on top was short like leprechauns. You know what I'm saying? Like Notorious Big, B.I.G., Christopher Wallace said. And it's the same thing we looking at with Alexander Usyk. Will he fall a victim to having a short reign? Like they say alpha, they always talk about the alpha male mentality, and they always talk about lions, wolves is the best way to look at the alpha system, the way it's set up, alpha, omega, beta, etc. But we also think of lions when it comes to the alpha male lion. Then we think about like rams, and when they lock horns. And I like to think of, I think it's a Siberian tiger is the only alpha male that completely dominates an entire area by itself. Lions live within a pride, and they don't even live in the jungle like that. They are on the outskirts. But lions live with other lions. Tigers are the only alpha males, the big cats, that have a territory that only he can hunt in, only he can survive in. He is the true alpha, and he reigns over his territory by itself, supremely, top of the top. The thing about it is, a Siberian tiger reign as an alpha male is only like 2 years. So how long is it that a top dog or alpha male can stay at the elite top level and stay without being defeated when everybody's gunning for the top dog? How long will Alexander Usyk, if he makes it to the tippity top, how long will he be able to stay there before somebody comes and dethrones him? Like, he's trying to collect all the belts, become unified. We know he did that in the cruiserweight division. But as a heavyweight, where that's where it really is. People want to be, the heavyweight is the top of the top. The heavyweight champion of the world, that's still a little different to me than the cruiserweight. So I see him being more disciplined and more driven and more motivated than the Andy Ruiz. I don't think he's going to be a fluke or a flash in the pan or a one-hit wonder like Andy Ruiz. But I don't know if he could get on the top and stay on the top for a very long time and reign supreme like a Vladimir Klitschko did. You know what I'm saying? It's like Thanos was collecting all the Infinity Stones. You can see that Thanos had a few Infinity Stones and was still whooping some ass. But when he got all the Infinity Stones and he did his final click, it scarred him, it bruised him, it, took away years off of his life. But he still survived. He was a bigger dude. When in Incredible Hulk, when he used the Infinity Stones and he made the click, it fucked up his whole side, and he was pretty much, half himself on the mends for a long time, was still healing. He was a bigger dude. But the smaller dude who used the Infinity Stones, Iron Man, when Iron Man used the Infinity Stones, he did the same click. It was fatal. It took him out. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't survive it. Alexander Usyk, will he survive collecting all the Infinity Stones? Can he make it through Tyson Fury and or Deontay Wilder? You know what I'm saying? I'm still, based off the performance he had against Anthony Joshua, I am more inclined to believe he has what it takes to beat a Deontay Wilder and a Tyson Fury. But I just can't say that's the case off the rip, because as much credit as I have to give to Alexander Usyk for displaying the one of the highest levels in the heavyweight division of a boxing virtuoso, I still have to look at Anthony Joshua. I did not want to do that pre-fight, because everybody pre-fight was looking at Anthony Joshua and just kept saying Andy Ruiz. And I didn't want to do that, because I felt like that fight was in the past and he was able to make the adjustments, right? But after the fight, after he loses to Alexander Usyk, I do have to take into consideration his performance and the things that he did not do, that I felt like he could have done that would have changed the outcome of the fight. And could he make those adjustments in the rematch? I think time will tell, but I have to be honest, I cannot write off and count out Anthony Joshua just yet. Just like I can't look at Alexander Usyk and say he definitely would beat Wilder, and he definitely would beat Tyson Fury. Not just yet. I would like to see what he does in the rematch, and if he's able to do the same exact thing in the rematch, that will even further confirm that it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't, he just had the best performance of his life. He didn't get lucky. It wasn't just a gift from the boxing gods. It's actually, he's 100% as good as he is and looks and says he is, and on any given day he can perform that way. Boxing to me is a game of, milliseconds and inches. In heavyweight divisions, everything can change just like that. And I'm not going to look at that fight, even though I said it's hard to give Anthony Joshua more than 2 rounds. I still have to see that Alexander Usyk didn't come out of that fight completely unscathed. He took some shots that, had they been timed better, had they been landed better, might have completely changed the outcome of that fight. You know what I'm saying? So, depending on Anthony Joshua's mentality and the adjustments, and if this loss makes him, conjure up that killer instinct, that dog mentality, that alpha male mentality, we don't know what we would see in the rematch. But definitely leans towards Alexander Usyk. Now, another question was, does Anthony Joshua have the killer instinct, the dog mentality, the top dog, the alpha male energy, etc., etc.? And that made me think earlier today. I remember somebody was interviewing Claressa Shields, man. And, shouts out to Claressa Shields. But she was talking about Anthony Joshua, and obviously you could see that she's, somewhat smitten by Anthony Joshua. But she says, when Anthony Joshua walks into a room, it's like he floats. Or she said, it's like he glides into the ring, glides into the room. He floats into the room. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell the way she was acting, she just was like head over heels. So when he walks into a room, he has this energy and this aura of like, almost like angelic, like he glides into a ring. And that's cool. And that's from a female's perspective. I was listening to an interview before this fight with this guy, who met Anthony Joshua in real life, of course. Talks about like when he walks into a ring, he has this very statuesque type of, larger than life personality. But does that indicate dog? Does that indicate alpha, top dog, killer instinct? I'm not quite sure on that. Y'all let me know what y'all think, because I always thought it was kind of funny how she said, or how she compared him to like floating into the ring, like he walks on air. Kind of like that to me sounded more eloquent and angelic than it did, aggressive. And that's the whole thing, man. Anthony Joshua was not aggressive in this fight. He didn't insert himself. He didn't use his gifts and his natural abilities to impose on his. He didn't turn Usyk into prey. He let Usyk stay in predator mode. You know what I'm saying? There was only like 1 or 2 times where Usyk even had to put his back against the ropes. And like I said, I give all credit to Usyk, because he definitely did a boxing performance that I felt like would have toppled anybody at that point in time, even Tyson Fury right now, because I don't think Tyson Fury 100% has his mind in the fight mode. I won't know until this fight against Deontay Wilder. And even Deontay Wilder, I I lean towards Deontay Wilder slightly based off the past, but based off presently, I don't think Deontay Wilder beats anybody physically or mentally until I can see what he does in this rematch against Tyson Fury. Because honestly, I could see Deontay Wilder having the second biggest breakdown mentally inside of the ring in history. So I don't know what Deontay Wilder would do in the ring right now against Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk looks unstoppable in the heavyweight division. Does that make him pound for pound better than Canelo? That's interesting. That's interesting to me. Right now, Canelo is pound for pound number one and has been pound for pound number one. But if Alexander Usyk in this rematch defeats Anthony Joshua again, I will definitely 100% put Alexander Usyk over Canelo as pound for pound. And the reason why, and it had nothing to do with clenbuterol. Red Glove Militant brought up the clenbuterol. It's not even that for me. For me, it's the fact that pound for pound list is only made because the heavyweight division is self-explanatory. When you the champion of the heavyweight division, you the top. And the pound for pound list to me is only made to compare smaller guys. The pound for pound excludes the big boys, because that's the top of the top. That's the you know what I'm saying, we talk about pound for pound, what you're trying to do is say, pound for pound, can this little man equalize or surpass what this big man can do within his, like if a dude is 300 pounds and he's benching 600 pounds, then a smaller guy, you know what I'm saying, has to bench press more than double his weight to be considered pound for pound stronger than that guy. He'll never be able to bench press 600 pounds. Let's say if I'm 200 pounds and I can bench press 450 pounds, then I can say pound for pound, I'm stronger than this 300 pound guy who's benching 600 pounds. Let me repeat that. If you 300 pounds and you benching 600 pounds, then you pressing double your body weight. Now, a guy that comes and he's 200 pounds, he might never be able to bench press 600 pounds. But if he bench press twice his body weight, that would be 400 pounds. That's equal. But if he can bench press 405 pounds or 410 pounds or 450 pounds, then he can say, pound for pound, I'm pressing more than twice my body weight. I'm pressing 50 pounds more than my body weight. So even though I can't touch 600 pounds, pound for pound, I'm just as strong as this big guy. That's, to me, the way the boxing pound for pound list is made, is to give more credit and more shine on the smaller guys, because they can't compete with the big boys. Canelo can't go fight heavyweight. Terrence Bud Crawford can't go fight heavyweight. Gervonta Tank Davis can't go fight heavyweight. Errol Spence cannot go fight heavyweight. Monster Inoue cannot go and fight heavyweight. Josh Taylor cannot go and fight and destroy the top of the heavyweight division. So pound for pound list is made, in my mind, to give more credit to the little guys. Alexander Usyk going up to fight the heavyweight, and if he dominates it, pound for pound, that's king level. That's why I could never put like Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder on the top of a pound for pound list, because they heavyweights. And the pound for pound list kind of, you know, pushes them off in the caliber of their own category. So Alexander Usyk going from cruiserweight, going up to heavyweight. If he defeats Anthony Joshua again, I will put him surpass Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Period, point blank. And I think this video stretched out long enough. 19 minutes. That's long enough, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all night. I think I covered everything I wanted to say. But if I didn't, another video for another day or for another night. This is Nocturnal. Salute, salute, salute.